It's time to talk about one of the worst Batman movies I've ever seen. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be giving you my review, more of a rant, on Batman Returns, which came out in 1992. It is the second Tim Burton directed Batman film that stars Michael Keaton in the lead role, and I definitely have some interesting thoughts on this movie. But before I get into that, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts on Batman Returns. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future reviews, especially my review of The Batman, which drops tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. And I want to give you guys a heads up, there's going to be straight up spoilers for this movie. It came out in 1992, so if you haven't seen it, you've been warned. So coming off the success of Batman 1989, Batman Returns hit theaters in 92, like I mentioned, and the film is very unconventional for a Batman movie, in my opinion, simply because there's a long stretch of time in this movie where we do not see Bruce Wayne or Batman. The movie opens with Penguin as a child. He gets thrown into a river, and it's just this very bizarre and extremely dark and unsettling world that we're taken into. Obviously, Gotham City, it's a dark city. Every Batman movie has its dark and gritty undertones and vibes. That's part of the nature of that character. But the Tim Burton world is so creepy and unsettling that it almost removes me from the movie. And like, Danny DeVito's performance as Penguin is just insufferable. Like, I know the character's supposed to be annoying. I just don't like this character at all. He's a freak. He makes women feel uncomfortable. Very gross, honestly. And the way that he eats these raw fish and bites dudes' noses is extremely unsettling to me. And all this happens with this character named Max Schreck, who's played by Christopher Walken, and I like Walken as an actor. He had a pocket watch up his ass. Pulp Fiction. But in this movie, his character has no interest in Gotham City. He's your stereotypical, I all care about myself and money, I don't really care about the well-being of the city, and it's all just messed up. He gets intertwined with Penguin, so it's just bizarre. This is like the majority of the first 30 to 40 minutes of this movie. We don't even see Batman or Bruce Wayne. And the first time we do see Batman, I'll admit, it's a pretty cool shot. We see through a window, the bat signal lights up, and I was like, okay, hype. We're going to get more Michael Keaton Batman in this. And again, he just has such a limited role as we see Catwoman introduced in the movie. She basically takes the spotlight from Bruce Wayne, and so does Penguin. Bruce Wayne has like no screen time in this movie. The origin of Catwoman is also a bizarre take, to say the least. Like, the other Catwoman in like the live action films are just characters who dress like a cat. It's not like they were infused with cat DNA or were bitten by a cat so they went crazy. They were just people who became like cat burglars. The origin of Catwoman in this movie is a little bizarre, to say the least, and it never really clicked with me. It's always made me feel really strange, the way she falls out of the window and then all the cats swarm her and she just goes crazy. Like, I'd rather just have a different interpretation of Catwoman. I think Michelle Pfeiffer does fine with what she's given, but again, her character should not have as much screen time as Bruce Wayne in this movie. And the movie's about 2 hours and 6 minutes long, which is entirely too long. This is one of the longest, most dreadful 2-hour movies I've had to sit through. Genuinely, like, I had to pause multiple times. I found myself dozing off and just really losing interest in a movie of 2 hours with Batman in the title. You should never lose interest in a Batman movie, and that's the case here. Because again, Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne is sidelined. I'd say the main focus is on Max Schreck, a character who is just random as opposed to Batman. And the movie's just nonsensical. Like, I get Batman movies are cheesy, but you've got penguins with bombs strapped to them running around this underground sewer that Penguin's living in. It's all just really wacky. In the limited time we do actually get to see Michael Keaton on screen, it's nice because I think that he is one of the better Bruce Wayne / Batman that we've gotten in live action. But again, he's just so limited by this bizarre world that Tim Burton created for the movie. Batman 1989, I think, is much better than this. I still don't think that movie's great. It has its fair share of flaws, but at least that one is more watchable. Like, this movie's unwatchable at times. There's a whole entire plotline surrounding Penguin running for mayor, and then Bruce Wayne is just looming in the shadows. The only reason he's even in this movie is because he has a business meeting with Max Schreck, and then he finds out about Catwoman and other people. But again, it's not even a Batman story. Like, in 1989's Batman, Bruce Wayne is the central focus alongside, like, the Joker. But again, he doesn't have much to do. He's a very limited role, and it's unfortunate, to say the least. This movie just solidifies that Tim Burton's directorial style is not really my cup of tea. I like Sweeney Todd. I think that's his best movie that I've seen from him. But both of his Batman movies, they're just not my thing, really. He has more of like a really gothic style over a real substance, in my opinion, and I just couldn't click with it. Also, some people will joke and say this is a Christmas movie. Even as a joke, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I cannot even badmouth the greatness of Christmas movies and jokingly consider this one because it is an abysmal film at times. The only saving grace is Michael Keaton's performance as Batman. Everything else is pretty wild and lackluster. And I know this movie is divisive. It's one of the more divisive Batman films we've gotten, but I want to know where you guys sit with it because I do not like this one at all. It's a 2 out of 5 star movie for me, and that's honestly being a little too generous. It's one I rarely will ever go back and watch. I honestly probably won't ever go back and watch it again. You'll hear my thoughts on it in an upcoming ranking of all the Batman movies, so make sure to subscribe if you want to hear me go on a little rant for Batman Returns, but would you believe me if I told you there are live-action Batman movies that are worse than this one? There actually are, so stay tuned for that ranking. I think the take on Penguin is terrible. There's not enough Batman. The movie should have been called Penguin or Catwoman because literally Batman barely returns in the movie. But what do you guys think of Batman Returns? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, I have my review for the Batman posting tomorrow at noon Eastern time, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss out on that review. Check out my Patreon if you want to get to know me more and see more videos from me on a monthly basis. That is linked down below as well. I also have a P.O. box that is linked down there as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait to make tons of Batman content this week. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.